Okay folks, on the video I'm shooting on February 1st is going to be a video guide on how to identify 73 through 78, 79 dentside Ford trucks. So hopefully y'all stick around and watch the video. I'm just kind of doing this as a quick little short. Hopefully y'all enjoy it. Talk to y'all later. You're looking at the front end of a 1973 through 75 Ford truck that is pictured here in this LMC catalog. I'm using the catalog because I didn't really have a way to just research and find all these pictures offhand, but in 1973 they had changed the design from the bump side to the dent side truck is what it's called. In 1973, they offered a 260 cubic inch engine that had 115 horsepower, a 300 cubic inch engine that had 118 horsepower, a 302 which had 145, a 360 that also had 145, a 390 that had 160 horsepower, and a 460 that was pushing out 245. In 1974, they debuted the Super Cab. In 1974, they had the same engines as they had offered in the 1973s with the exact same horsepower. The grill stayed the same. Although you could get a Super Cab, there were some color changes through the years. If you want me to go more in depth on that, just like the video and comment below, and I'll go more in depth on the different colors that they offered from year to year. Because I have a whole bunch of notes wrote from where I did this video, where I did research for this. 1975, the trucks kept the same appearance, they kept the same packages, but they did away with the 260 cubic inch engine, which was 115 horsepower, and only offered a 300 cubic inch. And all of the horsepower stayed the same for all of the engines except for the 302. The 302 went from 145 down to a 130 horsepower. Now we're going to walk outside because I happen to have a 76, so we're going to get to do a little bit of actual looking at a 76 Ford truck. So hopefully you're still here for the rest of this video. And this, folks, is my 1976 Ranger XLT. As you can see, it has been raining just non-stop at my house. I basically have had rain since like last Friday. This is Monday morning when I'm filming this. Monday afternoon, somewhere in the midday. But it has been raining here for about the last 3.5, 4 days. But this is a Ranger XLT. They offered the custom and they offered Ranger in 1976. In 1976, they changed the grille from the design that I had in the previous video to this. And they also went to an amber park light. But 76 is kind of an interesting year because 76 was the last year for the F100 to be right here. 77 was a mirror image of the 76, except for they moved the F100. They moved the number up to here and did away with it right there. And they also did away with this lower trim that you see right here. And I believe in 1975 they debuted the F-150, which offered a higher payload capacity by like 500 pounds more than the F100. I think the F100 is rated at like 5,500 or 5,550, and I think that the F150 is rated at 6,500 pounds towing capacity or something along those lines. I would have to go back and look at my notes to make sure, because now I'm not really looking at my notes to do this. I'm just shooting from the hip. I went inside the house to get out of the rain for just a second. And I looked at my notes while I was doing that, and 75 was the first year for the F-150. And in 1977, they did away with the 360 and the 390. And they only offered a 300 cubic inch engine, a 302. They offered a 351, a 400, and a 460. All right, now the 351 had 160 horsepower. The 400 had 169. And the 460 was down to 220 horsepower. All right, in 1978, they redesigned the front end of the F-100s and F-150s all the way through the whole entire F-Series. And they went with a square headlight, round headlight, and 1978 was also probably the most popular year. It also was the year that they introduced the slogan "Built Ford Tough," which they still use even to this day. And in 1978, they offered a Custom, a Ranger XLT, and a Ranger Lariat. So they offered 4 packages instead of 5. And I do know firsthand, I have seen one myself, actually 2 of them, that they offered a Ranger XLT Lariat Explorer package. I'm not exactly sure what made them different, but it had an Explorer badge where that the Ranger XLT is on my F-100 outside. But I believe that the round headlights came only available in the Customs, and you got the square headlights for the any other package truck that was available. So, hopefully you liked this video, and